Hello, crypto friends. Hope you're doing well, living that sweet robe life. We're going to look at Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, XRP, Waves, EOS, NEO, BCHSV, BCHABC, LMNOP. And the bulls got follow through. At this point, we're looking at healthy consolidation. We're going to go over the trade setup from the video pretty much 24 hours ago. And that was a trade that we highlighted, fishing for the hourly higher low. And got a laugh, got a message on one of the YouTube videos yesterday where someone commenting, all you say is higher lows. Is that seriously all you do trading? And the answer is yes, we need to identify trends because looking for the hourly higher low was a beautiful trade setup that we highlighted where we were looking for an entry. If you think bulls are going to see continuation, you enter before 34.36. That's your stop level. You look for the higher low compared to that level. In the trade scenario yesterday, and it was a hypothetical trade, where we were looking for risk of about $50 to the downside and reward of $100 to get to resistance, we could anticipate easily a $50 follow through if that resistance breaks. So that right there is a risk to reward scenario of 3-to-1. Risk $50, reward is $150. If you just use the hourly uptrend from there, you got significant follow through, and it ended up being more like 5 or 7-to-1 in terms of risk to reward. So that was a play off of support with a higher low anticipated and very low risk. And then, of course, the bulls got that solid follow through. At this point, I am down to about 40% of my original position. I had a sell order at 37.89 fill overnight, and that's actually just a coincidence that that's that high there. So I had another sell order fill overnight, and then I just exited a little bit more on this hourly lower high that's forming as we're getting indication that further consolidation is coming. So I'm down to a very small position at this point, locked in profit on the way up, and we're going to look for some healthy daily consolidation if we lose the 4-hour uptrend. So at this point, we have a 4-hour inside bar currently forming. If that breaks, we're going to look to 4-hour exponential 12-period support, and we're not going to be confident that daily consolidation is coming and that our move top is set unless we lose the 4-hour uptrend. So even if we break bearish, we're still looking for a 4-hour higher low because the last one was formed at 34.36. So lots of space for the bulls to work with, and we're going to look for that higher low to form over the afternoon today. And it's currently just after 1 p.m. Eastern. There was also bearish setups today. We had volume climaxes. Look at the hourly time frame for Bitcoin. Steady increasing volume for the bulls. Volume climax with an upper wick signaling the top. We had 5-minute volume showing up at the top as well. Significant bull volume, significant bear volume. And so leading into the morning, you know, all right, I don't want to be chasing bullish at this point. If you're looking for a trade, you're looking bearish if you're not in a position. So this morning I highlighted a potential trade setup where Bitcoin bears are waiting for the 5-minute uptrend. Let's try just reading it word for word. BTC bears watching 5-minute uptrend as it has been intact for about $200+ on this move. So we look at Bitcoin and say, all right, on this $5 move, we leveled out, we established support, and then we saw an uptrend for hours and hours, getting extremely overextended on the shorter term time frames. The 4-hour RSI got above 80. The hourly RSI was up around 80. So we know we're overextended. A loss of the 5-minute uptrend will be the first indication. We know 4-hour consolidation is due, and the 5-minute uptrend being lost will be the first signal with the high risk, high reward in terms of it actually making the temporary top, setting up for a big volume day. So what I mean by the end of that sentence there is that the 5-minute time frame is the first signal that you can use for the temporary top being sit. And it has high risk, high reward of that being the actual top because that's one of the earliest signals that you're going to get. So if you waited for the 15-minute time frame, it's less risk, less reward if you waited for that trend to be lost. But here we go with the pullback. We established a support level. There's our 5-minute higher low after the top, a weak bounce attempt, a bear flag. There is your bear break and the loss of the 5-minute uptrend. So a bearish entry on the break of 38.63 has now resulted in some significant follow through, and it ended up being about 3+, almost 4% on the move to the downside just on that signal alone. So if you enter that trade on a bearish entry, you are then knowing that an hourly higher low is very likely to happen because the last hourly higher low is 36.85. So you have to set the game plan. You're either going to take profit as a bear as that higher low is being found, or you're going to set your stop to break even and hope this is the top of the move and that we get daily consolidation from here. So the hourly time frame is giving us the potential setup of a head and shoulders pattern with the left shoulder, the head, and this might be our right shoulder. And if we break 37.45, we're going to lose the hourly uptrend Then we zoom out to the 4-hour and just going to look for 4-hour consolidation to form the higher low. So you can see how it's a little mini fractal of time frame by time frame. Lose the trend on the 5-minute time frame. We zoom out to the hourly. We watch for the hourly higher low to be set. Lose the hourly uptrend. We zoom out to the 4-hour. Look for the 4-hour uptrend to be set or higher low to be set. Lose the 4-hour uptrend. We zoom out to the daily. We look for the daily higher low to be set. And right now the bulls are comfortable on Bitcoin because we have a lot of space to work with where we can anticipate we will form a daily higher low. Keep in mind that the trend has not changed on the daily time frame. We have broken lower highs, absolutely, but to confirm this trend change, we need a higher low and a bull cross. We're looking for the exponential moving averages, the 12 and 26 period on the daily time frame, to give us a bull cross for the first time since we got the bear break at the 6,500 range. That would be notable, and that would increase the odds of a higher low and continuation, in my opinion, if the bulls were able to pull that off. So bulls at this point, if you have FOMO and you want in, you're waiting for a daily higher low. You're patiently waiting for that consolidation. We know it's inevitable eventually, and that daily higher low is where bulls will be looking to get their second chance for an entry if they do feel continuation is coming. Keeping in mind that the weekly time frame is going to form just a lower high on this bounce because the last one was up at 6,500. So all in all, healthy consolidation underway. I have trimmed a significant amount of my position because the higher we go, the more likely the consolidation to form that daily higher low is approaching. And at this point, I will exit the remainder of my position on the loss of a 4-hour uptrend. And at this point, I believe I have about 33% of my initial position left. So I'll sit through a 4-hour higher low, but we lose that uptrend and I'll exit the rest of that position. So I have been able to have patience in this trade. This is longer than I've held a trade in a long time. And the reason I've had patience is because I've been scaling out and also because there haven't been many fake outs in terms of the hourly and 4-hour chart. They've done a good job of giving us some clarity that the bulls have kept control the entirety of this move. So nice follow through for Bitcoin, but tightening up, 4-hour inside bar forming. Hourly time frame has the most clarity for me watching that potential little right shoulder that's forming. Bitcoin shorts did close out a little bit more, but they're still there. There's still some pretty high shorts. Daily time frame, you can see they're climbing again. We're still at one of the highest levels we've ever seen of the shorts here since we've been keeping data on it. There's been plenty of times we've been higher, but still in the upper range for sure. And we'll see how that changes on daily consolidation if more shorts do exit on that pullback. ETH, so very similar to everything that we just said. Daily chart, we are going to be looking for a higher low when we do consolidate the 4-hour time frame. Consolidation, anything above 91.55 is a 4-hour higher low. We look at the hourly chart, same exact little right shoulder potentially forming. So 102.08 is a key hourly support with 129 key support after it. And resistance on the hourly now is 105.30. Pretty much everything is the same as Bitcoin in terms of the setup. And we'll see if we get that hourly bear break to lose the hourly uptrend and zoom out to the 4-hour to be looking at the exponential support as a test approaching of that support as the bulls try and form that 4-hour higher low. Litecoin on the daily chart. Significant follow through. One of the leaders in terms of percent gains out of the major coins that we saw on this move. And Ripple that we're going to look at here in just a second is another one. But a bearish reversal candlestick on the daily. So we're looking for a daily higher low to form. What's going to be an indication that the daily higher low is established? The 4-hour trend changing back to the bulls. And at this point, it hasn't even changed to the bears yet. So we're not even confident that the daily consolidation has started until that pattern is lost, until that uptrend on the 4-hour is lost. So for Litecoin, anything above 27.71 is a higher low. We've got resistance up at 31.59, the top of this move. And the hourly time frame is forming a little right shoulder as well. So tight range 29.69, most important short-term support, and resistance is 30.50. And you can see it's more of a little double top and a double bottom on Litecoin. And we compare that to Ethereum and Bitcoin, and it's more of a clear higher low and higher high. So a little bit of a difference in the setup compared to Bitcoin and Ethereum on the hourly, but basically the same idea. Support test is approaching, and if it breaks, we zoom out to the 4-hour and look for that 4-hour higher low to be set. Less space to work with. Holding this exponential support, though, it's going to be right there where, again, Bitcoin and Ethereum have a little bit more room to work with. Essentially what happened with these three names is Litecoin broke more bullish and got ahead of everybody else. Now it's slowed down a little bit up near the top, while Bitcoin and Ethereum have been catching up, and so that gives us a little bit of a different setup. XRP, look at that 3-day move. Significant bull volume, and at this point, we have seen a bounce from down at 28 all the way up to 40. So that is a very significant move, well over 30, 35% or so. And now we're consolidating the 4-hour time frame. Anything above 3.3 is a higher low. So very similar setup to everybody else. The hourly chart giving us that little right shoulder. Short-term support levels are 377 and 368, and resistance is 385. So a little tight pattern on the hourly time frame. We'll see if support is able to hold or not. Grinding exponential support right now. If we lose that, we zoom out to the 4-hour and look for the healthy higher low that everybody else will be looking for as well if that support breaks. Waves BTC, and this is actually an uptrend, which we are not used to seeing in the crypto space. A big time month for Waves BTC here. The daily time frame on absolute fire. Big upper wick. Anything on the daily above 6808 is a higher low. 4-hour time frame consolidating. Anything above 8715 is a higher low to keep the uptrend. That's the important support for the bulls to maintain. If we hold that support, we'll look for a lower high and a tightening equilibrium on this 4-hour time frame. But overall, obviously a very bullish move, and we need some healthy daily consolidation, it looks like. I wouldn't be surprised to see that 4-hour equilibrium form into tomorrow, and that would give us a daily inside bar tomorrow as well. So that's the most likely setup, in my opinion. And we will look for a bounce above 8715 and then for a lower high. I like the 4-hour time frame for the best clarity here. So we will look for a higher low to be maintained and then a bounce and a lower high, perhaps around the upper 10 area, 1008 or so. That's something to be watching. And if that does end up playing out, that lower high could be the right shoulder. This is looking a bit far in advance, but if we were to get that higher low, it would be the head, and then we would set a higher low on the 4-hour and we would bounce for a lower high, and that would give us the potential setup for a head and shoulders there to be watching as well. But I do believe that the time frame is going to tighten up a bit more before we get to that point. EOS USDT on Binance daily time frame, significant bull move as well. We had the low down at 175. Remember, it was a higher low on the daily, and the bull break is seeing significant follow through, 175 up to 278. So again, another name, significant move over 50%, I should say, now starting to consolidate. 4-hour uptrend is being lost. 250 is a key support level short term. If we lose 250, we lose the 4-hour uptrend. And you can see we're at the exponential supports, and they are in jeopardy of potentially being lost as well as support, which means daily consolidation is due. So in terms of giving a signal of the 4-hour uptrend being lost, out of everybody that we looked at, EOS USDT is probably the closest to doing it. And you can see that 250 double bottom of support. Our right shoulder is potentially forming at 262. And now we're looking for a bear break of that level to indicate daily consolidation is likely coming. An hourly bear cross would happen on the exponential moving averages if that did follow through. So a little bit more developed on its consolidation than other names currently are. Neo USDT, again, another one that formed a daily higher low before this bull move started. Significant follow through, 542 up to 725. Starting signs of consolidation, the 4-hour time frame, anything above 623 keeps the higher low pattern alive. Hourly time frame, looking like everybody else. Short-term support, 686. Short-term resistance is 707. And after 686 is 678. But again, if we lose that support level and lose the hourly uptrend, we zoom out to the 4-hour and look to test these exponential supports to try and form a 4-hour higher low. BCH has been massively pumping as well, both BCH SV and BCH ABC. So the low of 63, and we ran all the way up to 96, 50% move or so. But again, consolidation coming, 4-hour inside bar, hourly time frame, nice equilibrium to be watching. High, low, here's our lower high, and we're looking for a higher low compared to 86.62. And we're going to look to continue tightening this range and see it break sometime in the next few hours. If it is a bull break, we're heading up to the high of 96.99. And if it's a bear break, we zoom out and look for 4-hour consolidation, as the last 4-hour support was 76.36 a long time ago. So an hourly equilibrium is the most clear setup on BCH SV right now. BCH ACB, another huge move off the bottom. Volume very notable here. Most significant volume easily that we've ever seen. And support was down at 74.02 and almost 100% move here. It actually was 100%, just under 100% move. Still very strong. No sign of consolidation. 4-hour charts on fire on increasing bull volume. Hourly chart inside bar forming. Anything above 117.30 is a higher low. And if I could play BCH ABC bearish, which I cannot, I would be waiting for a loss of the hourly uptrend, and then I would just top fish whatever the top of the bull move is at that point. But bulls are not done at this point. This is the strongest name that we've looked at so far in terms of not done consolidate, or not even really starting to consolidate much comparative to what everybody else is doing. So that's where we stand on everybody. Again, congrats to the bulls that made their gains. We're still in weekly downtrends on the vast majority of individual names. Daily higher lows are needed, and then we will need continuation on names like Bitcoin to confirm the daily trend change is underway. Momentum has clearly shifted, some sentiment perhaps shifting a little bit, and we're going to get a lot of clues the next day or two in terms of how healthy the consolidation is on the daily time frame. Is it on low bear volume? Are we seeing shorts cover into the consolidation? And are we seeing bulls buy that dip on their quote unquote second chance of the last couple of days? So I appreciate you all tuning in. We'll check back in tomorrow, and nice to see some excitement back in the cryptocurrency space. Continue to do good things out there. Have a great forever.